All right, we'll be live in just about a minute. Need to make sure all our different channels are working correctly. We go out on Facebook, X, and YouTube, and we just need to make sure we are connecting. Um, we are streaming on YouTube, which is good. We will be streaming on the Chatham Journal Facebook page, and I think we're on X. Yes, we are. So we're all set and ready to go. I'm going to change this to music in the future so you don't have to listen to me rambling while I'm checking all this stuff. Hey, folks, it's the ChathamNC Sports Roundup. We're a day early this week. Why? Because I've got a time commitment tomorrow, but we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's me from the Chatham Journal and Ashibo Rojas of the Chatham News and Record. Of course, this week we're going to be talking about spring sports updates, soccer, softball, baseball, lacrosse, track and field, and a whole bunch of ancillary stuff, including I think there's an NFL flag football thing going on this weekend. We'll also talk about the stories Ashibo has coming out in tomorrow's Chatham News and Record newspaper. And then, of course, one of everybody's favorite things is who's Ashibo's athlete of the week. We'll touch on what Ashibo is going to be covering next week. And we'll get ready to go here in just a second. Let me get rid of the graphic. And let's see here. Actually, it should be coming off, but it's not for some reason. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. No. Great. This is one of those days. There we go. All right, Ashibo, let's kick it off. What's going on in Spring Falls? We've kind of finished up with fall sports. Basketball is over with. So why don't you kick it off and let folks know what is going on?
Yeah, so we had a lot of action going on, of course, across all of our spring sports, of course, this week before kids go into spring break starting next week. And just in baseball, of course, we're going to start with Seaforth and Northwood. Seaforth beat Northwood last night 1-0 in 8 innings. That one, it was 0-0 all the way up to the very end. Jaden Rader, who had a great night on the mound, 12 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, and only allowed 3 hits. He got in on the walk-off run from a pass ball. I think Colin Dorney was at the plate, and ball got past the catcher. Raider comes in and scores the winning run, and Seaforth wins the first game of that series. And, of course, Seaforth and Northwood will play again at Northwood Friday at 7 p.m. So I definitely plan to be out there. That's going to be a really good game and some really good baseball action here in the county. But from the rest of the week, Southeast Alamance beat JM 11-0. Jordan Matthews still looking for their first win this season. East Wake Academy got the 3-0 win over Chatham Charter as well. So, like I said, more baseball action to come later in the week. Of course, tonight, I think Chatham Central is hosting Eastern Randolph and some more games around the county in the next couple of days. And then in softball, we had Seaforth getting the 18-0 win over Bartley Yancey last night. Emma Grace Hill threw the first no-hitter in school history. So congrats to Emma Grace Hill, the pitcher from Seaforth. She's been having a really great season so far. And we'll talk more about Seaforth softball as well. They've been having a pretty good season compared to how they started the first 2 seasons of their existence. And then Chatham Central, they got 2 wins, 10-8 over Southeast Alamance earlier in the week. And then they got another win, 10-8 over 10-6 over Northmore. And in that one, I mean, once again, another 10-run game. I think Chatham Central hasn't scored less than 6 runs all year. So the bats have been working all year for the Bears early this season. And then Jordan Matthews got a big win over Graham, 17-0 this week as well. And then girls soccer, some key scores from there. Seaforth, they beat JM 9-0 and started the week actually beating Northwood 6-0. In both those games, it was Caitlin Ehrman leading the way for the Hawks. She had 5 goals against Jordan Matthews and 3 goals against Northwood. And she's been carrying a lot of the load as of late. I think Seaforth is dealing with a lot of injuries and probably why we haven't seen them play some of their best soccer, especially in the non-conference games this season. But like we said, usually as we get into the conference games, that's when Seaforth really, starts to figure it out, turns it up a notch, and get some big wins. So 2 more conference wins for the Hawks there. And we also had another Seaforth Northwood battle in boys lacrosse this week as well. And Seaforth won that one 12-6 last night. They were led by Cameron Exley, the senior, who had 6 goals. Connor Yauk, another senior from Seaforth, also poured in 2, and he had 4 other Hawks with 1 goal each. So another great win for Seaforth. And like we said, they're having a really great start to their season, and boys lacrosse as well, 7-2 and 7-0 in the Central Mid Carolina Conference so far.
And are we ready to talk about what you got coming out in the paper tomorrow?
Oh yeah, because we had a pretty good game from Jordan Matthews and Seaforth on Friday. I know a lot of y'all were probably watching the Carolina game at the same time, but I was doing double duty, watching the second half on my phone and watching JM and Seaforth at the same time Friday night, and ended up getting a treat with 2 good games. And Jordan Matthews, they were down 5-2 through the first 3 innings at home against Seaforth, and came all the way back and got the 6-5 win. I think the 5th inning, it really got it going from the plate after, slow start both offensively and defensively. And like we said, Emma Grace Hill from Seaforth, she was having a really good game early on, and just Jordan Matthews just couldn't really hit anything off of her, whether it was strikeouts or they were getting the ball in field, but it just wasn't going far enough to get past Seaforth's defense. But they got it going, like we said, in that 5th inning. And Liliana Hicks from Jordan Matthews on the mound, she stepped up as well, and led the defense to hold in Seaforth scoreless for the rest of the game. And they completed that comeback at the end. Seaforth actually had a runner on third with 2 outs, and ball was hit to the third baseman, the freshman, Kenley Jordan, and she got over to first base, smooth sailing into the game there. So some big plays from the young players and the older players for Jordan Matthews. Younger team for the Jets this year, but still second in the conference. That was a big conference game because Seaforth was second, I think, at the time, and Jordan Matthews was third. And so Jordan Matthews got back into second place, and of course will try to keep the conference streak going before they see Seaforth again later this season. And then also this week in the paper, we have our local athletes in the NCAA tournament. Like we said, y'all were watching the Carolina game Friday. I was keeping up with Drake. Jaron, I was keeping up with him at Alabama over the weekend as well. So Jaron will be making his second straight Sweet 16 appearance this weekend. They're going to play. Let me remember who they're going to play. Oh, yeah, they're playing number 6 Alabama on Thursday. So tomorrow in the Sweet 16. And so we'll see if Alabama can make another run to the Final Four with Jaron contributing to that team as well. And then we also have, of course, our regular Winter Sports Roundup, but also 2 stories with postseason awards. We have our winners all-conference list from the Central Tar Heel and Mid-Carolina 1A2A conferences. And then we have the North Carolina Basketball Coaches Association All-District and All-State awards that were announced this month, and All-State was just released this week. Of course, Seaforth senior Gabby White, she earned All-State honors, first-team All-State honors on the girls' side, as well as earning first-team All-District honors for District 4, and she was named the District 4 Player of the Year. So, outstanding season for her. Gets capped off with some outstanding awards as well. And she also won MVP of the Carolinas Classic All-Star Game in Wilmington on Saturday. She had 17 points in that one, and led North Carolina to a big 93-68 win over South Carolina. So she's been doing big things since the high school season ended just a couple of weeks ago. And still getting her name out there in the headlines. So congrats to Gabby White on that. And also her teammate, Katie Leonard, earned third-team All-District honors for District 4 as well. And well-deserving for a great season for her, knocking down threes, playing defense, and being another threat, on that C4 team that teams had to worry about playing against those girls. And then on the boys' side, we had 3 All-District winners as well. Cam Fowler, first-team All-District for District 4. Bo Harvey, second-team All-District. And then Reed Albright also earned second team all district. So you can read more about those awards and their seasons in the paper as well. And yeah, Gene, that's what we got.
Yeah, you folks need to make sure to pick up that paper because, as Sheba says, that's all the awards in there. The list is out there. Speaking of folks getting awards, High School OT, if you go to their website, is having you get to vote on it. You can vote once a day, and one of our Chatham County players, basketball players, Cam Fowler's on the list for it. They've got 5 semifinalists, and he's on the list. So go on to highschoolot.com website and go ahead and vote for Cam. You can do that once a day. Look, don't feel bad about voting once a day because that's what the other nominees folks are doing as well. And Chatham County has won those awards previously, so go out there and vote. You also mentioned, yes, Jaron Stevenson's still playing for Alabama. Drake, they were out after that last game, and I think the question folks are asking is Drake going to be back? We know Cadeau's not coming back, and Drake was asked that question. I think Andrew Jones from the Tar Heel Illustrated asked him that question after the game. Said Drake has said he's not made up his mind yet. He may put in for the draft, see how that goes, and then comes back. So that's the latest that I've heard on Drake. I haven't heard anything else on it, but he did pretty nicely this year. And as Ashiba has been doing in the paper, he's been following up on other athletes from high school that have been playing in college level. So you can find those on the newspaper site. One other Chatham County mention, you mentioned Gabby White winning the awards. Gabby's mom is one of the assistant coaches for the women's UNC basketball team, and she was out there for the game against West Virginia, and they were really happy because they won that game. They're in this final, they're in the Sweet 16 game coming up, but they are going to be playing against Duke. So it's Duke versus UNC, and then you've got NC State that's in there as well. So that's 3 triangle schools that are in the final Sweet 16. Unfortunately, only 2 of them are going to get to move on. We know one of them, either Duke or Carolina, is going to get knocked out. That's the only updates I've got. Oh, and I know we talked about this, but we'll probably start this after next week because next week's spring break is power rankings for baseball and softball. It will be informal, and we'll just put that out there because it's something folks like to just talk about. All right, what do we got next on the list to talk about, Ashibo?
Oh yeah, we want to talk about athlete of the week.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Athlete of the week, we're going to Northwood baseball. It's going to be Finn Sullivan, the pitcher for the Chargers, and he had a pretty great week for them in their 2 wins over Bartlett Yancey, especially that second one when they won 2-1. He had a late game ground ball that led to the walk-off run to win that game at the end. But also on the mound, he threw a career high 17 strikeouts, giving up only 1 hit and only 1 run in 6 innings. So I think it was a stretch in that game. He had faced 3 batters, only 3 batters in the top of the 3rd, 4th and 5th innings each. And he struck out 8 straight batters in that stretch, just going 3 up, 3 down. So just a dominant performance from him in that game. And he returned, like we said, he returned to the mound on March 14th from being on the basketball team. And has been, off to a great start this season with Northwood. And like we said, they battled against a really good C4 team last night. They're going to get another chance against C4 at home Friday. And if he's on the mound, that'll be big for Northwood in that game because big conference game series like that with C4 and Northwood looking to be kind of at the top of that Mid-Carolina 1A, 2A conference right now. It's a lot on the line as far as playoff implications, even though it's still kind of early in the season. So, yeah, congrats to Finn Sullivan on a great start to the season and a great performance. And like we said, looking forward to seeing what he can do Friday night.
All right. Congratulations, Finn. Another one of this athlete, Ashiba's Athlete of the Week. So the honors keep on coming in, and congratulations to Finn. It's interesting to see that you've got a lot of dual sports athletes who are able to at least excel and get to be on your Athlete of the Week list. Anything else before we talk about what you're covering for next week?
I think we got it all covered. I think also too, if you guys didn't know also as well, and you can read more about it in the paper, but we had another kind of connection from Chatham County in the all district list. Coach Darren Little from Chatham Central football. His mom, Nisa Little, earned all district honors. I think she was the district. Trying to find it. All right, here we go. Yep, Coach Nisa Little. She was the District 4 Coach of the Year in the all district honors. So congrats to her as well. She had a great season with Union Pines this year. Up on the 3A level, they finished 27-2 overall, 12-1 in conference play, and they had an 18-game win streak to start the season. And she had all 4 all-conference players herself, including Elon Sinee, Ashanti Fox, and she was also named the Conference Coach of the Year as well. So great year for her and Union Pines, and I'm sure Coach Little was happy about that when he heard the honors and has been supporting his mom all season.
I haven't seen him post a picture of his mom yet on his Facebook page because he usually does that kind of stuff. So, Coach Little, you need to show your mom some love and get a picture of you hugging on her for that award. Actually, the other thing too is I think you're covering this on Saturday, the NFL Flag Chatham County League. Can you give us a little bit more information on that?
Yeah, so the first season from the early spring season is ending on Saturday, and ran by Cedric Pierman, of course, an assistant at Northwood and former NFL vet. You know, he's taking his time out to do this for the kids in Chatham County, and they're doing their championship weekend for that first season, Saturday from 8:30 to 12:30 at Northwood. So yeah, it should be a fun time. It's gonna be my first time out there seeing it. I think we were trying to get out there earlier in the year, but I couldn't make it to that one date. So I'm excited to see what it's like to see the kids out there playing flag football, interact with the parents as well, because I've heard it's been a really cool thing, and a lot of interest has been shown, before when they were signing up, and they're getting more interest going into these next few seasons. So yeah, championship weekend should be fun to see how the first season ends. And yeah, I'll be out there, like I said, getting the scene and seeing what happens.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to be out there the first weekend, that first Saturday, and the neat thing about it is you got again with the young. I was out there with the younger group. It's neat to see the kids paying attention to the coaches. You'll be surprised as to how many good players there are. The other neat thing is at that age group, you got girls playing with the boys, and it's fun. The parents get into it. Some of them are hooping and hollering more than others, but it's an enjoyable thing. And I think the season's only 6 weeks long, so it's enough to keep the kids' interest going, and it keeps them busy on a Saturday morning, and they learn some skill sets. And again, you've got an ex-NFL player out there. Went to University of Virginia and played in the NFL. Cedric's out there, and also his wife's out there. She's a doctor at UNC, so she's out there with one of the medical interns as well. So your kids are going to be okay. So if you're thinking about it, maybe you can go check him out competing on Saturday. And if you see Ashibo out there, tell him hi. All right. Anything else, Ashibo?
Nope. I think we got it all covered. Like I said, I'll be at Northwood for the big baseball game between Seaforth and Northwood as well on Friday, covering that. I was going to be at Seaforth Girls Soccer tonight against East Chapel Hill, but they fortunately had to cancel that game. So hopefully I can catch Seaforth girls soccer and some more sports across the county in the next coming weeks. So, yeah, that's all I got.
All right. And folks, next week, I'm taking a spring break, so I will not be here, and we will not have a live stream next week, ChathamNC. We will return the following week. We'll have plenty of stuff. We'll also have an informal power ranking for the softball and baseball. Do we need to do one for soccer? I don't know. We can figure that out. But baseball and softball, there's a lot going on there. As always, Ashibo, thanks for doing this, folks. We will see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy spring break. I'm just going to be in and out, so I can't guarantee being here on Thursday. And so that's why we're not having next week is spring break week. All right. Anything else, Ashibo?
No, I think we're all good. Thank you all for watching. Yep. And have a safe spring break for all the student athletes watching as well. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and pick up a newspaper tomorrow, because that's where you have all the award winners listed up in Ashibo's stories. And if anything, the newspaper is worth it to pick up Ashibo's stories. And Finn's Athlete of the Week have your parents pick up a copy so they can cut it out and put it on the refrigerator. I think folks still do that. All right, folks, thank you very